Good morning. It is Tuesday, November 22nd. Puts us 90 days out from beautiful downtown February 20th, which is breathtaking at this point, is it not? We are like almost into March, quite honestly. If you're keeping score at home, if you're not, that's fine. There'll be a quiz later. So also, today is one of the holidays here at our company. It is Kaylee Brackett's birthday. And I don't know why I make such a big deal out of hers. Well, first of all, 22 is my favorite number. Incidentally, it's her favorite number. And today is like one of the coolest days because it's 11, 22, 22. So 2 times 11. It was a strong mix of public and parochial schools, but I think I nailed it. So anyway, it is Kaylee's birthday. So if you see her today or tomorrow for Pi Day, because Lord knows you saw in the news at some point over the last handful of weeks, the registration for Pi Day. I trust that you've told your face that it's going to be there, and you told us that your face is going to be there. So please join us tomorrow. A phenomenal opportunity to see what Pi Day has historically been, which is a really good time. So just jump in. If you haven't registered yet, we'd love to know that your face is going to be here. We're putting the final touches on, of course, the head count. So we have an inordinate amount of breakfast for the breakfast banquet. So I believe historically this is what it's going to look like. You're going to come into the building. People are going to be everywhere. When you go upstairs, because you're coming inside this year. See, last year it was just the lower lobby, which was fine, not ideal. We were doing everything to keep everybody safe because we were still in the height of the pandemic, which is now in endemic stages, even though I guess she's coming back. I don't know. And quite honestly, tomorrow, we're just going to be in the building together, which is great. So you're going to come in, come upstairs. I believe over in the Shark Tank is where we usually keep the pies, which is awesome. And we'll have about 800 pies. I do believe there will be 3 different flavors. I'm not going to reveal those flavors, but I think you have a choice of 3 different flavors of pie, and you take that on your way out. Before you head out, we're running 8:30 to 11:30. There is going to be, when you get into the training room, it'll be set up. Maybe the food's going to be in the hallway and just seating in the training room, but we're going to have a full breakfast buffet for you guys. And there's going to be obviously coffee, juice, and all that kind of stuff for those that don't want to partake. And then there's going to be most likely adult cocktainis floating around the building. And the star of the show historically is Attorney Hyde makes some sort of a libation that has like Eye of Newt in it. Like he's been working for weeks on this, I can assure you. And that's usually one that will, I don't know if we stamp your hand. Remember back in the day, I'm dating myself, hence the gray. Remember back in the day, if you got like, you were at a certain nightclub and you got more than one Long Island iced tea, they had to stamp your hand. Does anybody know what a Long Island iced tea is? It's fire water. So I don't think we're stamping hands for that cocktail, but they're usually pretty potent. So you'll enjoy all that. You're going to hang out. You're going to see a ton of people you haven't seen in a long time. It's the first time we've had Pi Day back inside of the Market Center here in Portsmouth in, I feel like, 3 years. So we're super excited about that. And it's maybe 2 years, but it feels like 3 years. Nonetheless, the link is in the morning news. And again, just please tell us that you're coming so we have a head count. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody. And it's a phenomenal opportunity to wrap up our very short week and then get off to our families and spend some time with our loved ones. So we're looking forward to that. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Again, today, November 22nd, Kaylee Brackett's birthday. So if you see her today or tomorrow, tell her she looks great for 26 because she's only 26, which is breathtaking because I'm a lot older than that. The rest of today, we've got Conversations in Scripts practice. That is at 11 o'clock every Tuesday on Keller TV at 11 o'clock. So a great opportunity to just come in, hear what other people are working on, objections they're running into, and just we're going to have conversations about conversations to make sure you guys have the words that you need and the understanding. The most powerful thing about a script, and this is according to me, which is probably wrong, and I don't care because it's my truth, right? Is it my truth or is it the truth? I'm going to say this is my truth. The most powerful reason for the usage of scripts is it allows us to listen at a higher level. The number one reason people don't want to use scripts is because they feel they'll sound scripted. And I appreciate that. If you're reading it from a piece of paper for the first time ever, it's going to sound scripted. Once you've taken those words, internalized them, emotionalized them, personalized them, and then exercised them, at that point, it just sounds like what you say. And when I don't have to worry about what I'm going to say next because I've rehearsed so much, right? We're in this practice of real estate. We should be practicing real estate all the time, whether it's behind the scenes or in the public eye. We're always practicing real estate. This is not a job, it is a practice. And to not have the language that we need to stay in curiosity, to do a needs analysis with our consumers, our clients, our family and friends is malpractice. If we're not preparing ourselves to go into a transaction, to go into surgery, and do it at the highest level, that is malpractice. So we also don't want to treat our family and friends and consumers and clients like the patient in real time. We get to use each other here at the Market Center as cadavers. We get to practice behind closed doors. And the better we get at asking questions and then leaving that space for them to answer, for them to have self-realization of what their next logical step in real estate is, then I can listen. I'm not listening and saying, oh my God, what's their objection going to be? What do I say next? Because then I'm not listening. Then they stop talking and they're just looking at you sideways like, did you hear what I just said? No, I was freaking out. Because I'm not actually doing the most important thing in my role as a salesperson. And I know some of you get real worked up when we call each other salesmen. You call each other realtors. I appreciate that. If you don't have a signed buyer or a signed listing or something under contract right now, you're in the lead generation business. Every day we're in the lead generation business. So are you in real estate or near it? Are you helping clients right now, or have you seen pictures and heard stories? We've got to get over ourselves and start to do what we need to do at a really high level, which is understand the process of asking questions and uncovering other people's motivations. And we do that with scripts and conversations. That's today at 11 o'clock, Keller TV. Please join us for that. If you want to just come and listen, if you want to come and ask questions, it is a safe space. There's not a person on planet America that is like, I got all the scripts. I've heard it all. Now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's about 5 to 7 things we're going to hear on a regular basis over and over and over again. The differentiation is the people and the property. I appreciate that. But in an ever-changing market, the circumstances that they hold close, that they feel are their truth, not the truth, their truth, are always going to be different. And it's just about staying in curiosity. Any good line of scripts, any good pathway through a conversation is really a bunch of questions. I say to you guys all the time, ask great questions, take great notes, have honest conversations. And people say, well, what's a great question, Tim? The next one. Stay in curiosity. The people we're speaking with want to feel heard and cared for. And I understand you guys, we approaching the other person, we want to look good and be right. Understanding the language of sales, the lore, the language of real estate, understanding that is going to help you feel confident. And that confidence will build competence. And that will allow you to listen to them and make them feel heard and cared for. At that point, everyone wins. At that point, this becomes actual child's play for you. You get to just play in your space. Because think about what we do every day. You get to call the people that you know and love and trust and find out who they know and love and trust. That is the video game that we're playing. If you want to gamify this, think about what we get to do every day. Notice I said what we get to do. We don't have to do this. You didn't join real estate. I have to go do real estate. You came here willingly, and most likely you were excited to join real estate because of the opportunity. We get to do this. pretty special. And if we just learn to keep asking questions, stay in curiosity, and help our consumers and clients and friends and family uncover their motivation, you guys are going to crush 2023. James Shaw talked this morning about the fact that NAR is predicting that we will have a 28% decrease year over year. One of the largest decreases in real estate history in home sales. So we're going to do 75% of the business we did last year. How does that affect you? It honestly doesn't. It can. Mentally, what I just said could get in your head, and you could be like, I think when does that bus for Kohl's get here? And you have to know that when people hear a stat like that, people eject. They pieced out mentally already. When we stick, I won't say if, when we stick to the fundamentals, everything phenomenal that you're going to do in your career lies in the mundane. Everything phenomenal you're going to do in your career lies in the mundane. We ask that our clients are ready, willing, and able. Are we ready, willing, and able? I know you're able. And my job as your coach is to hold you to account, right? Accountable. We together, as peers at 463, hold each other's abilities to account. We hold you to accountability. And people don't like that word. You know why they don't like that word? Because that means hard frickin' work. That means do the damn thing. That means win the day before lunch. But stats like the one that NAR shared, 28% reduction in home sales over the next 12 months, the largest reduction in the history of real estate. You got people piecing out of fear of real work. When the real work really isn't that difficult. It is simple, not easy. It is simple because we have the tools. It is simple because we get together and lock arms and support each other at 463. The difficulty will come when you pull back, when you decide to regress, when you stay home. And I'm not picking on people with home offices. It's a verb now, though. We call it officing. We know agents that come into the market centers and our business centers. If you're coming to Portsmouth or any one of our business centers outside of the market center, and you're getting together, or you're joining each other online, and between 9 and 11, you start to hold each other accountable to doing the real work, which is not really that difficult. It's the Adele script, right? Literally, pick up the phone and say hello and have a natural, organic conversation with the people that you know and love and trust. What is going to come up? Real estate's going to come up. At that point, you get to share your goals. You can call people for the rest of the year right now and just ask them what their goals are in any industry and ask them what their goals are for 2023. Most intelligent people with warm blood in their veins are going to reciprocate and say, well, Timmy, well, Stacy, well, Ted, what are your goals for next year? I'm so glad you asked. I just sat with my team. I just sat with my coach. I just did business planning clinic. And I want to help X amount of families in 2023. Who do you know that I should know? Just because the nation is going to do less business doesn't mean you're going to do less business. The market, right? The market is not going to dictate your business. The market will dictate the necessary activities. Those activities will dictate your business. People are leaving because the real work is showing up. And you guys have the power here. You guys have the tools here. You guys have the support here to kick ass and take names and steal cheese. And whether you like it or not, it is going to lie in the granular activities. It's going to lie in making sure you have the right scripts. If you're in bold right now, you've got some great scripts. If you've ever taken Ignite, there are great scripts. So many of our top producers throughout the country share great scripts. I was just talking to one of our agents who constantly goes to the Glover U events. Jeff Glover, a phenomenal agent out of Michigan. If you go to gloveru.com and you look at resources, Jeff Glover shares every script he's ever used, and he teaches and coaches too. Is he asking for something in return? Sure. He wants your name and your phone number and your email and your cell phone. Are they going to reach out to you and ask you if there's an opportunity that you could be in business with them, to come to their events, to hire one of his coaches? Sure. Is there a problem with that? Nope. It's an exchange of goods and commodities. He is a phenomenal talent. We have so many resources and so many businesses within Gary's business that are here to support you. So if you're looking for support with conversations and scripts, please join us. Keller TV, 11 o'clock. You've got the One Thing series continues at 2 o'clock. The link for that is inside. He's coming in. The link for that is inside the morning news. Nathan's here to steal. Now, I want to pick on you.
What?
So Nate comes up a few weeks ago because his Carrick died. We're having a coffee war. Are you here for coffee?
No, I'm here to crash KWikStart.
Oh, okay. So he picked on the fact that we got an espresso machine. He's like, I don't need that. But you've been up a couple times for an espresso.
Well,
This is not happening right now?
it might.
It might happen.
But I'm here more to talk about Pi Day.
Oh, yeah. Sure. All
So,
in. Here you go.
many of you have been to Pi Day before. And
Into the thing. Talk into the thing.
talk into the thing. I'm in the thing. Pi Day is one of my favorite days of the year. It's a time we get to see everybody.
You look Dunder Mifflin White with the sun.
Yeah, well, you know,
Going.
I'm
Yeah.
Irish.
Yeah, very Irish.
That's what happens. We have got breakfast. Everybody gets a pie.
You know I
and-
talked about this.
You did already?
But no, keep going. It's your party.
Oh no, I love it. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that where everyone comes. I
Yes,
mean, the more
yes,
people that come,
yes.
the better it is. And people,
Full
some
breakfast bar.
right. Some people were
coffee,
like,
juice.
"Why is it in Portsmouth? Why aren't we doing it at the other offices?" Because we want to get everybody together in one place.
And this is how we've
and
always
this is
done
how we've always done it.
never
And
done
that's
You and
why.
I.
So yeah, it is. It's a drive for some of you, and I get it. If you can't come, your pie will go to charity. At the end of the day, I take everything to a couple of charities that are
All the
local.
places. Yeah.
And so they do go to good use. They don't just sit around and get, and we don't save them for you. So sorry. And we don't deliver them to the other offices. But, if you have someone from your office that's coming down and they want to grab yours, that's okay too. But we'd love to see you. Please come, make an effort. It's a lot of fun. So that's all I got.
1,000%. Yes.
Yeah. So what else are we talking about?
We're just talking about the power of scripts.
Let me get my coffee.
You need to share? Oh, all right.
No, I'm fine.
We're talking
I'm very
about the
comfortable.
power of scripts.
If you have a guest in here, this is hard to. it's hard to
Nobody
do.
sits behind the desk with me. I mean, you're allowed to if you want. You're squatting behind the desk, but that's okay.
Two big guys.
Yeah, well, I know. You just told everybody, don't worry, the pies won't go to waste, and they're looking at us saying, of course they won't. So we get 16 gallons of milk. We sit down and we finish off all the pies.
Yeah, that's
before
what
we have
Timmy
to
and
go.
I do for Thanksgiving. It is a lot of fun. Please come. I do really want to see everybody, but scripts are super important. We get to a point where when we were doing listings, we would tell the same jokes all the time.
My truth is, if you're using scripts, the most powerful part of using a script is that you are able to listen at a higher level. Because you're not worried about what you need to say next to handle the objection, because you've heard the 5 to 7 average objections we always hear. What changes is the property and the people.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing when you when you have the script, you can handle objections a lot better for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you want to go and answer the question before they ask it,
Sure.
and we can't. You don't want to do that. You want to get to it, but you know your scripts real well. If you get to that point in your brain, you're like, oh, they're going to ask they're going to ask the pricing question or the commission question or one of those questions. Sorry, how's that? Is that better? Okay, so they're going to ask.
I could set up a whole nother microphone if I knew you
Well,
were
I
watching
didn't.
it.
I was just coming in to say hi and throw a wrench in the works.
That's what you do.
So, but you can't see if people are. Oh, what did I just do?
It's been flickering. I have no idea what's
Wow.
happening. Yeah, you're good.
It's like blackout.
I can see people. We get. There's a 13.
13 people.
And then yeah.
Are they asking? Do you guys? Can you see them if they ask questions? No.
If somebody asks a question on Facebook right now, we can see. Sure.
Oh, good.
If you have a question for Nate.
Best quick
best
start
quick start
ever.
ever. Yeah,
Clearly,
Yeah, less Tim,
they're
more
not.
Nate.
They're
Yeah.
not attending a lot of quick starts.
No,
if that's
yeah,
the case.
Yeah.
So I think scripts are super important. We use them in recruiting and trying to grow the company. We use them in conversations that we have in coaching, and they're super important in helping you get your listings. I think that scripts and systems are the most important part of the business. And if I could go back and start as a brand new agent again, I would learn a CRM to control my database. I wouldn't matter really which one, but I would just learn one. At the time, it would have been Top Producer, and that would have changed my life up till now. And you know, I think that's probably the biggest thing that I would do differently, and I would have really mastered my scripts. Instead of mastering them by screwing them up all the time, I would have actually practiced them and gotten good at them, and then.
Yeah, we talked about not practicing in real life, but practicing back here behind the screen.
Right.
Use your fellow agent as a cadaver.
And it absolutely feels weird. I mean, it's definitely a weird thing to do, but if you can just pick up the phone and call somebody and have a little script off in the morning, you can do it in 5 minutes, you know, back and forth with an objection.
Sure.
And,
yep.
you know, that'll tune you up and get you better. And the more stuff like this that you listen to and the more, you know, different podcasts you can listen to and training online. And we have, you know, everything is on command and connect, and you can go through all that stuff and you can learn as much. You can overtrain. But yeah.
The other thing I touched on real quick, I'd love for you to talk about is the verb that we've invented in the last handful of years, officing.
Oh,
the power of being here for the energy.
Yeah, so I was in, yesterday I started my day in North Conway, and it was great. I saw some people that I haven't seen in a while. Then I went to Meredith, and I was in Meredith, and I saw some people I hadn't seen in a while. And the energy in the offices is just, it's so much better than being at home. And in every instance, every one of our top producers goes to an office every day during the week. Monday through Friday, they are in an office, in a seat, doing the things that make them money. All of our biggest producers do that. So, you know, I work from home. I'd like to do it in my PJs. That's not really a thing. Like we can prove it through the math and through our productivity report that the people that excel at the highest level are in an office. And that's not a sales pitch for an office. If you don't want to pay for an office, that's okay too. But having a place where you go and you can be around your peers, you will be more productive, and we can prove it through the math and what we can show you. Every office, the people in the office are the higher producing agents in the company.
Yeah, no judgment. If you're crushing it at home, you'd crush it more in an office.
Yeah, yeah, and that's not. Yeah, you can
get tuned up.
You can still be successful at home for sure, but you will be. It is. We have proof that it is. You will be more successful if you are coming to an office where you have the tools. You can be around people. You will sort of by osmosis pick stuff up. You'll build relationships, which will help you get more deals down the road and help you with problems. It's a lot easier to do it here than be remote. Yeah. Remote and I have a lot of friends that work remote since COVID, and they're starting to get told that they have to go back to work. So you're seeing a lot of that this next 6 to 10 months, you'll see a lot of shifting, people going back, having to go back to the office.
They're being voluntold to come back.
Yeah, you got to come back in. Or you don't have a job anymore. So that's and they have really big jobs too, and they were loving life, living in North Conway, and now they have to go back to Boston. So
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, they're not loving it. But I think that's just we're evolving through this, and it's the pandemic has become an endemic, and now we're just making that adjustment and getting into that. So
I said pandemic and endemic. Like people would think that this was scripted. It's super not.
No, it's not. No,
we just speak the same language.
Yeah, I was on two. I had 2 Zoom calls before this.
Yeah, see, he drinks all the same coffee that I do because he comes to my office to steal it. Yeah.
Right.
You were looking over there.
I'm looking to see what flavors you have.
Is this empty?
No, not yet.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be before we're done. Though. So what else did you want to talk about? So we got guilty.
People are guilty.
Best quick
you have
start.
everything you need here at 463.
I keep going back to best quick start ever. I love that.
Nate is shorter than I imagined. He's squatting. I'm joking. It doesn't say that.
Yeah, my knees and calves and everything are on fire right now. Actually, like I'm going to stand up in a second. It's gonna because it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went from yoga to Oga.
Yeah.
We talked about Pi Day. We're talking about officing.
Get your tickets for family reunion. Super important. That'll be great in California. I know it's a big trip. It's worth it. It's like going to college. Invest in yourself. Yeah. We also have a deal too. Is if you go to family reunion, we give you $1,000 off your next year's cap. So you can. We actually believe in it so much that you can get $1,000 rebate off of next year if you go to a family reunion. So
that's Famila
reunion. Yeah.
Family or Mega.
Yep.
We'll do that in your next financial year, your next cap year, and also the kids.
So that'd be your 2024 year. You get it off.
Yeah. Well, after they roll, whenever they roll.
Yeah, but it would be there. Yeah.
Yes, obviously for next year. You are correct. I apologize. So, and then the other thing.
Of course, I'm right.
Reminding people. Of course, you're right. Wow. The other thing to remember too is with Bold, the kids that are about to graduate Bold, we reimburse you for Bold. So if you are graduating December 8th, you have between December 8th and June 8th to close your first 4 deals. And by doing so, you get reimbursed $200, $199. We upped it a little bit this year. What we're going to do is we're going to take all the names of all the people that closed 4 deals in the 6 months. We're going to put those names in a hat, Nathan, and we're going to give them another $1,000 reduction. One person is going to get a $1,000 reduction. Yeah, I'm giving away all your money. How can we afford Nespresso pods with all this money going out the windows? Yeah, but anyway. All right, well, we're going to wrap this up because Nate needs to get coffee. We appreciate your time. And we're so proud to be in business with you. Please understand we need you to be in business with us. We need you to lean in and be part of the Market Center experience. We know, as Nate said, the direct correlation, people being in here, people being involved with the tech trainings and coaching with me and Zoe. We are not the silver bullet. It's people being involved with the Market Center. That's a direct correlation to their involvement in plugging in. You came here for a reason. Remember what that is. Plug back in. Hang out with Nate. Come to my office and steal coffee. Be here for Pi Day tomorrow. And if you need anything, I'm right here at 603-834-2856 or meetwithcoach.com. Any final words?
No, just go forth and prosper. And prospect. Go forth and prospect, everybody. See ya.
See you